Perfect. Press your Optimum and then put that password in. Make sure it's spelled correctly. Why is my face not showing? Gotta have a face. I can't have it like that. Camden, could you do me a huge favor? Can you reach down? Come here, please. Can you reach down and kind of, I need my face not so big, so kind of pull, not, yeah, the bar. Yep, keep going. And then, whoa, don't touch my screen. Perfect. Now tilt the screen that way. Ah, there we go. Tilt it a little that way. Now okay, that's perfect. Now take that camera at the top and kind of tilt it up just a little bit. And that's perfect. Thank you. Now I gotta figure out why I don't have or how I can. How do I get virtual background? How come my face isn't showing in the virtual background? Like, I don't understand. I can't have a virtual background. And then when I blur myself, Cameron, can you help me? No, it's right here. It's huge. It's blurry. I need you to get out of the screen. Yes. You got 7 minutes. Dude, I got an important person coming on. And I need you, Camden. Can you please come here? No, no, no. It has nothing to do with that. It was like that when it was close to me. Come down here, please. Holy mother of pearl. I'm just asking for help. Yeah, and what? It's not. That's why I'm asking for help.
I don't know what to do.
You
I
don't know
don't
what
know
to do.
technology and not this IT
Google it.
person.
Figure it out. Google it.
There's a million different things that it could be.
It's not that. It's not that. It's something with this.
Turn it off.
Turn what off?
The virtual background. Press none.
Well, I guess just move the gate then. It's got nothing to do with it, unfortunately. I have a green screen. Nope. All right. There's nothing I can do about move that baby gate, I guess. Please don't walk in the camera, man. I can't get my virtual background off for whatever reason. Share screen, share button. It's like I don't know how to use Zoom anymore. Host tools, enable what lock-in, that's correct. Are you gonna join so you can help me or not?
Trying to figure out. Trying to figure out.
I'm trying to figure out why on Zoom my blurry background or my other background is not showing my face. Smells like poop. How do I get this thing up here? My God, I hate this every time. It's so stressful. I got that at least. I should be able to start it now, right? Because 5 people are there.
Check the privacy shutter.
I can't right now. That's pointless.
Moving to the week of June 22nd through the 28th, here are our top 5 performers for that period. Excellent effort by all. Counting down our celebration of high performers, here are the leaders who surpassed 5,000 AP for the week of June 22nd. Looking back at the week of June 8th through the 14th, here are the top 5 agents based on issue paid totals. These are the top 5 month-to-date agents for the week of June 8th through June 14th. Your persistence and focus are truly paying off. Congratulations to all of you. Real progress comes from real effort. Here are some of the wins behind our growth this week, highlighting how consistency and intentional work lead to results. We are excited to welcome Carol Bostwick to the admin team. Carol will be working closely with all of our clients. If you need anything from her, reach out. Please take a moment to review the weekly schedule, featuring our morning motivation meetings, training calls, and business overviews. Our book of the month continues to be The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Join the discussion on Discord every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time in the morning meeting breakout room. Great news! Family and agent group health plans are now available to everyone. You can find more details at the link on your screen. Learn more about the opportunities at FFL by visiting the link shown. See how you can join the thousands of agents who have made the switch. Registration is now live for the Ignite Sales Conference happening on September 10th, 2026 in Fort Lauderdale. Here is the general agenda for the Ignite Sales Conference in September. Please plan your travel accordingly to arrive by the 9th. Finally, participate in our July recruiting contest for a chance to win your trip to the Ignite Sales Conference. Check the qualification requirements on screen. We have a bonus opportunity available. The first agent to purchase their flight for the Ignite conference in Fort Lauderdale will receive $550 in inbound lead credit. Remember, don't wait until the last minute. Send Heather a screenshot of your flight ASAP. Finally, we are excited to announce the El Paso lock-in taking place from October 28th to November 1st. All teams and their families are welcome to join. Please use the link on the screen to register. Welcome to the Just Serve weekly team meeting. We're joined by special guest Luke Keller today as we focus on our goals and progress. Congratulations to our top 5 submitting agents for the week of June 15th through the 21st. Great job, everyone! Moving to the week of June 22nd through the 28th, here are our top 5 performers for that period. Excellent effort by all. Counting down our celebration of high performers, here are the leaders who surpassed 5,000 AP for the week of June 22nd. Looking back at the week of June 8th through the 14th, here are the top 5 agents based on issue paid totals. These are the top 5 month-to-date agents for the week of June 8th through June 14th. Your persistence and focus are truly paying off. Congratulations to all of you. Real progress comes from real effort. Here are some of the wins behind our growth this week, highlighting how consistency and intentional work lead to results. We are excited to welcome Carol Bostwick to the admin team. Carol will be working closely with all of our clients. If you need anything from her, reach out. Please take a moment to review the weekly schedule, featuring our morning motivation meetings, training calls, and business overviews. Our book of the month continues to be The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Join the discussion on Discord every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time in the morning meeting breakout room. Great news! Family and agent group health plans are now available to everyone. You can find more details at the link on your screen. Learn more about the opportunities at FFL by visiting the link shown. See how you can join the thousands of agents who have made the switch. Registration is now live for the Ignite Sales Conference happening on September 10th, 2026 in Fort Lauderdale. Here is the general agenda for the Ignite Sales Conference in September. Please plan your travel accordingly to arrive by the 9th. Finally, participate in our July recruiting contest for a chance to win your trip to the Ignite Sales Conference. Check the qualification requirements on screen. We have a bonus opportunity available. The first agent to purchase their flight for the Ignite conference in Fort Lauderdale will receive $550 in inbound lead credit. Remember, don't wait until the last minute. Send Heather a screenshot of your flight ASAP. Finally, we are excited to announce the El Paso lock-in taking place from October 28th to November 1st. All teams and their families are welcome to join. Please use the link on the screen to register. Welcome to the Just Serve weekly team meeting. We're joined by special guest Luke Keller today as we focus on our goals and progress. Congratulations to our top 5 submitting agents for the week of June 15th through the 21st. Great job, everyone! Moving to the week of June 22nd through the 28th, here are our top 5 performers for that period. Excellent effort by all. Counting down our celebration of high performers, here are the leaders who surpassed 5,000 AP for the week of June 22nd. Looking back at the week of June 8th through the 14th, here are the top 5 agents based on issue paid totals. These are the top 5 month-to-date agents for the week of June 8th through June 14th. Your persistence and focus are truly paying off. Congratulations to all of you. Real progress comes from real effort. Here are some of the wins behind our growth this week, highlighting how consistency and intentional work lead to results. We are excited to welcome Carol Bostwick to the admin team. Carol will be working closely with all of our clients. If you need anything from her, reach out. Please take a moment to review the weekly schedule, featuring our morning motivation meetings, training calls, and business overviews. Our book of the month continues to be The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. Join the discussion on Discord every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time in the morning meeting breakout room. Great news! Family and agent group health plans are now available to everyone. You can find more details at the link on your screen. Learn more about the opportunities at FFL by visiting the link shown. See how you can join the thousands of agents who have made the switch. Registration is now live for the Ignite Sales Conference happening on September 10th, 2026 in Fort Lauderdale. Here is the general agenda for the Ignite Sales Conference in September. Please plan your travel accordingly to arrive by the 9th. Finally, participate in our July recruiting contest for a chance to win your trip to the Ignite Sales Conference. Check the qualification requirements on screen. We have a bonus opportunity available. The first agent to purchase their flight for the Ignite conference in Fort Lauderdale will receive $550 in inbound lead credit. Remember, don't wait until the last minute. Send Heather a screenshot of your flight ASAP. Finally, we are excited to announce the El Paso lock-in taking place from October 28th to November 1st. All teams and their families are welcome to join. Please use the link on the screen to register.
All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm really excited for today, extremely excited, but happy Thursday, everyone. Good morning in Alaska, in my RV. good afternoon to those of you who are on the East Coast and everybody in between. Welcome to our weekly Just Serve team meeting. Our time is extremely valuable, and I'm blessed and honored to be able to share this time with you. So thanks for hopping on. Invite your teams. Invite any new agent, even if they are not licensed, invite them here, zoomandserve.com. We have somebody spectacular today. I'm really excited to share with you. I hope you were able to see the announcements. I do apologize for that not being any music or anything like that. Being that we're in Alaska, things are a little bit on the tipsy side for right now, but we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best. So with that being said, thank you to Giovanna who made our slideshow, and shout out to all of the agents who killed it this past week. You're going to continue to do so. You're going to continue to grow. That's why we have Luke on here. So please remember, guys, to sign up for all of the lock-ins, specifically Ignite. That is where I met Luke, which is amazing. If you don't go to these events, you're not going to be able to connect with the people you need to connect with to make your business grow. Now, you may not want a business to grow, but you certainly want to grow you. So that's why you'll go there. You'll ask the questions, you talk to people, and you get to meet amazing people like Luke. So September, make sure you've signed up for that. Make sure you don't just sign up for it. That doesn't do you very much good. And Luke, you're going to learn from me. I'm a very honest and open person, and I tell it how it is. I just don't have any other choice. It's like a non-filter. So with that, in September, if you're just signed up for Ignite, that's great and all, but you got to get there. So secure your calendar, secure your flight, secure your driver, whoever's bringing you, secure your spot at the Airbnb by participating in our fun events and contests that we have going on. Additionally, nobody should miss the October event in El Paso. We have had so much advance notice for this that everybody should already have their flight there. It is the first thing, and I'm going to say it, before you buy your next batch of leads, that when you get your payments, you should buy your ticket to El Paso. Flights get expensive. Buy your ticket now. I do believe we had somebody already buy their ticket after the contest started. However, they still have not sent me their flight information, which means officially they have not bought it yet. So that contest is still open. And if that person is on here, they better get that to me quick. Any questions on that, please reach out to me. But without further ado, everyone, I'm really excited for today's guest. At the Ignite conference, I met Luke from Foresters Financial. They have, I believe, 150 years plus of history. They offer strong terms. I don't really know a lot. That's why I invited him on here. I can't wait to hear about what they have to offer our clients, offer us as agents, and how they're going to benefit Family First Life all in all. So Luke, I appreciate you being here. I told you from the beginning, we're going to talk about that, and you can just, let it rip, do what you want. I do have extra questions if you need, but if anybody has specific questions for Luke as well, please feel free to put it in the chat. So Luke, welcome, and let me unmute you. I don't think you can. There we go. Go ahead, guys, and don't be rude. Put your cameras on. I'm sorry, just put your cameras on. It's awfully rude to have your camera off. Thank you. Go ahead, Luke. Good morning.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for the intro. Alaska.
Of course. Alaska.
I love it.
I'm normally from El Paso, Texas, but every summer we come here. We have an aunt who lives here, so.
I love that. Yeah, get in the RV. I had an aunt and uncle. They did the same thing. They retired, they bought an RV, and then they just drove around everywhere. So they hit every state. They would come visit everybody wherever we were at on the map. It was great. It's a fun time.
It is. It is fun. And the beauty is we get to work from anywhere, right? We get to write business from anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, the opportunities are always there. And we're really excited too. We at Foresters, as Heather mentioned, we are a 150 plus year old company. Originally, we're actually a Canadian company. So our home office is all in Toronto, but our US sales is very strong, headquartered in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I live in Kansas City, so I'm right in the middle of the map. I bounce all around from coast to coast, traveling, doing events. I love getting out and meeting people at things like Ignite, right? And just like Heather said, it's really important to be involved in those events even if you're not building, a large agency, right? Maybe you just want to build your personal business. Getting together with all those folks is awesome because it's a great time to share ideas. I mean, even for me, right? Being there with all of the other carriers, you guys have amazing carriers available to you. I always come away with those events with new nuggets that I can use, whether in conversation with you guys to help better tailor, what we present to you, right? How we can show you guys how to utilize foresters to build and grow. And again, it can be on the agency level, it can be on a personal production level, but we've got tons of stuff to be able to offer you guys. So I've got a quick slideshow here for you. We'll run through basically when you're thinking about foresters, why? Why would you choose foresters? Why would a customer, right? Specifically, why would a client choose us as their life insurance carrier? So we'll dive into that today. If you do have questions, I welcome them. I love questions. So either put them in the chat. Heather, I don't know if people are coming off mute, but we can certainly save some time at the end as well to cover whatever it is that you guys
Sure.
may have questions on.
Sure. That sounds good.
Um,
Just
but
raise
yeah,
your
just
hand if you have a question. That would be great
beautiful.
at the end.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good to me. So as we look at this, guys, top reasons why foresters, right? Number one, for your
Hold
key
on
life
one
partner.
second. I don't know if I
Oh,
can see your slideshow. Can everybody see their slideshow? No. Okay.
okay. Here, let me try this again.
I did give you oh, there we go. There we go. Thanks, Luke.
All right. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for letting me know. Sometimes if because we do these webinars on Zoom, we do them on GoToWebinar, sometimes we use Microsoft Teams, and my camera's always in a different spot, right? So if I'm sharing my screen, there's definitely I appreciate somebody on the phone or on the call saying, hey, we still can't see that. But you guys can see this now. So again,
Yeah.
as we kind of dive in, top reasons why you would consider Foresters Financial for your life insurance business. Number one, key life partner for simplified issue products, right? This is really what we hang our hat on is our simplified issue and instant decision platforms, which is going to encompass everything from our universal life products, our incredible participating whole life, two different term options. And then, of course, we have some really strong children's policies and a final expense product as well. So great opportunities for you guys. We understand that the consumer focus is speed and ease of doing business, but also, right, if I want life insurance, I want it as quickly as possible. So we know that's where the consumer market is going, right? Everybody on this call probably has an Amazon Prime account. You do the same thing, right? We want easy, quick access to the stuff that we need, that we value, and foresters can certainly help you with that on our simplified issue platform. Also, too, as I mentioned, we're a little bit unique in the insurance space. Number one, we're a Canadian company, originally, right? Obviously active in the U.S., but we're technically a not-for-profit insurance company and a fraternal benefit society. So what that means really for you guys or for your clients is that we don't have shareholders who we answer to. We answer to and are responsible for the policyholders. So if you have a Foresters policy, if you're insured with Foresters, with one of our life insurance products, we actually consider that person a member of Foresters Financial. And that gets them access to a full suite of member benefits for free. These are an incredible value add. And I'll highlight a couple of the big ones, the really important ones here in a little bit. But definitely great ways to add value. And of course, just really drive home the point that the client is getting an insurance policy with a company that truly has their best interest in mind, first and foremost. Everything that we do, the decisions that we make are in the interest of the client. And then, of course, interest of the agent as well. Because without you guys and without the clients, we wouldn't be here, right? So we exist to serve you guys. We want this to be a very powerful partnership. The other thing that we've done is we have a couple ways that you can expand your reach, right? How many people can you help? How many families can you serve? So we do that in a couple ways. Number one, we have a term product that has special rules and rates for diabetics and tobacco users. So I'll highlight that here in a moment. And then we also have an incredible ITIN program. So if you guys aren't familiar with ITIN, these are folks who are non-US citizens, but they live in the US, they're working or retired and paying taxes. They have an ITIN number, even though they don't have citizenship status here, right? So Foresters has the ability to get these folks covered, which is an incredible, opportunity, right? There are certainly, many people in the country who either don't have insurance or who are underinsured. And we just want to make sure that you guys can cast as wide a net as possible. So if you're living or working in communities where there are people who aren't citizens, Foresters definitely has options for them. So just always keep that in mind if you're looking for those solutions. And then we like to remain flexible, right? And we do that with our face amounts. So if we're talking just a small burial policy for final expense, you can go as low as 5 or 10,000. Or if you have someone that has a need for a large amount of insurance, we can go as high as 10 million on our fully underwritten business. So you can really see the range there. The way I like to talk about it, from our kids policies all the way to the final expense plan, from $5,000 minimums all the way up to $10 million maxes. In my mind, the way I always speak to it is Foresters has solutions for all ages and stages of your client's life. But as I said at the start, the thing that we really do best is simplified issue business. Here are our current daily averages for simplified issue. So again, this is non-medical business, whole life, term, universal life, all available on this platform. 1.7 day average submit to issue, which means we're sending it out to the client for delivery. 3 day average from submit to placement, which means if you submit the application today, on average, 3 days from now, that is placed in force. That's an active policy. And then right there at the bottom, Foresters pays daily. So if you're looking at a policy that you've submitted, once that first premium clears, that is a placed policy. It is active, and then we're releasing commissions to you guys. So paying daily and utilizing our non-med platform is the best way to get your clients covered quickly, also to get you guys paid quickly, right? We're doing this for good reasons, but it's also not a charity, right? We have lives and we have bills that we want to do. We have goals we want to hit, right? So we want everybody to be hitting those goals. So paying daily, I think, is a big one for us. And also remember that we pay a quarterly bonus. This is called Fund Your Dreams. That's our quarterly bonus program. And the way that this works is every single quarter, you can earn a 12% bonus on top of the commissions that you're already making from Foresters. So we have a lot of great ways that we give back to the clients. This is our way of giving back to the agents is through this Fund Your Dreams quarterly bonus plan. The minimum requirements to hit this, guys, the bar is so low. It's incredibly easy for agents, and especially for a new agent or an agent who's new to Foresters, to have a great first experience and earn themselves a bonus in that first quarter. Day one of quarter three was yesterday, so the clock has already started. But the minimum to qualify, guys, is only 6 applications and 25,000 in annual premium. So as long as you hit those 2 benchmarks, you'll earn 12% bonus on top of those commissions. There's also no cap on how high this bonus could go, right? So if you have an incredibly strong quarter, if you produce 6 figures in a quarter, right? Somebody do that quick math, but 12% of whatever that is, you're earning that bonus on top of commissions that we've already paid you. And then, of course, you see the note on the side there. Foresters is also 100% bonusable within FFL. So the FFL bonus program that you guys have set up for carriers or for production, right? We're 100% bonusable with you guys. So again, incredible opportunity to, once again, provide even more solutions and options for your clients, but also be able to reward yourself through an FFL bonus, through daily pay from Foresters, and through a quarterly bonus program. What we see agents do with this bonus, these bonus payouts, guys, is anything from stashing it away for a vacation, maybe for some extra Christmas cash, right? Or I've seen agents who just take their Fund Their Dreams bonus and they just turn around and buy leads with it, right? So there's, you can do whatever you want with it, right? It's your money. Pump it back into your business, save it for yourself or for the family, whatever works best. But we're always happy to send those checks out every quarter.
Luke, I'm
So you
going to
guys
pause
are
you real
aware.
quickly here,
Yes,
if you don't
yeah,
mind, because I'm going to
of
highlight a
course.
couple things I want my agents to really pay attention to. And agents that are not even on our team, these are some things that Luke just told us that I want to highlight. Because Luke, this is what actually is really good for us to understand for what we need. The
Yeah.
first thing you said that stuck out to me, I knew that you guys were diabetic friendly, and I knew that for the IUL, but I didn't know that it was for your term product as well, and
Mhm.
not and the tobacco friendly. So that's
Yes.
huge. That's actually really huge. The next thing I wanted to point out is you have an ITIN number. We have a huge Spanish community coming on board. In
Yep.
fact, a lot of our agents are on there, and that's huge in that community. So please make sure that you remember that they have the ability to do ITIN numbers. Um,
Absolutely.
and the fact that you're helpful to our clients, those two things alone are helpful, but then you add the member benefits that you already have,
Mhm.
that's huge.
Yep.
And as far as agents go, which I love this, um, I didn't even know about the quarterly bonus until today. That's
Yeah.
huge. That's huge. So you are comparable. That bonus is exactly what other carriers give us, but you only require 6 applications and a minimum of 25,000 production, or not production, yeah, production, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Annualized premium. Yep. So
Annualized premium.
if you
Got it.
write 25,000 in premium in a quarter on a minimum
Right,
6 applications, we're paying you
right.
12%.
So my contractors on here, I want to make sure that we do get our agents immediately contracted with you, and we will be doing that. But if somebody were not on our team, because there's a few people not, how do they go about getting contracted? Just talk to their upline?
Yep. So a couple things.
Okay,
I've actually got something at the end I'm going to show you guys. So
perfect, perfect.
for anyone, yeah. So we'll kind of cover that because yes,
Okay,
we've gotten a huge
perfect.
influx of new FFL contracts. I was talking to an FFL agency out in San Diego this morning. They just had a huge influx of new agents sign up who
Yeah.
are in the process of getting contracted with everybody, right? So there's
Well,
a wave coming
honestly,
over to Foresters, and there's a
honestly,
wave
that's what
coming into
happens.
FFL.
That's
Yeah,
what happens when you actually treat agents and clients. If you follow the three-legged stool that Sean lays out, if the companies do that, that's what happens is you get like I want to write you, right? I
exactly.
want to find clients that can qualify for your product. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right, go to the next slide. Sorry about that. I had to make sure
Yeah.
I got all those questions in.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure. The last thing I was going to say about this bonus program, guys, is that if you are contracted with Foresters, you can see it right now. If you're not, once you are contracted with us, it will get you access to our agent portal, which is called EasyBiz. We have a tracker that gets updated every Monday for this quarterly bonus program. So as you write and submit business, every Monday morning, you'll be able to hop on to the tracker and in real time be able to see where you're at, check your stats. And then that way, it's an awesome way, I think, for you guys to kind of plan your week, right? If you know that based on the tracking, right, and you know how much volume you're doing, you're in line for the bonus, you're good, right? But you'll be able to see, you may have a down week, you'll see it reflected in the tracker, and then you know what needs to be done before the end of the quarter. But it's a long runway, right? 3 months we have right now to be able to hit 6 apps and 25,000 in premium just to get yourself a nice little 12% bonus on top of the other ways that you're getting compensated, I think is incredible. And like I said, we love doing things that allow us to give back to the clients. We like giving back to you guys as well, because this has to be like you said, a three-legged partnership, right? You know, you have us providing a partnership with you guys, providing awesome opportunities for your clients. And then that just comes full circle. The clients love their experience. They're going to recommend Foresters. That leads to more business for you and an even stronger partnership between all three of our levels. So if we take a look at the product suite, what you'll see at Foresters is we have everything broken up really into, we'll call it 3 buckets. So if we go from left to right, on the left-hand side and in the middle, you have medical and non-medical. Now, for non-medical and medically underwritten, your term, which is our regular everyday term product, Advantage Plus 2, which is a participating whole life product, and then Smart UL, which is our universal life product. So 3 great product options you can write on either platform. And then non-medical also includes the strong foundation term product. That's the niche product I was talking about with the special rules for diabetics and for tobacco users. So I'm actually going to highlight a little bit of that product here in a moment. And then over on the far right, you see our bucket for simplified issue. Really, these are our fastest to issue products. PlanRight is final expense. That is written on an instant decision eApp platform. So you'll know right when you finish the application that the client is approved. And then within 48 hours, that's placed in force. Bright Future is a children's whole life policy. It goes up to 75,000. These guys, I mean, they get turned around really quickly. There's a couple of underwriting questions, but I mean, it's a kid's policy, right? So very, very simplified. Doing anything in depth when it comes to underwriting. Just a couple of questions that you answer no to, and they're good to go within 48 hours, if not sooner. This would be placed in force as well. The other cool thing about that product is the application process is so easy. This can be owned by a parent, grandparent, or legal guardian. We only need a signature from whoever the owner is. You can also put up to 6 kids on one application, and we don't require socials, only dates of birth on that product. So if there is a product on our shelf that is the easiest to write, it is definitely Bright Future. Great way if you're talking to someone who has kids or has grandkids, if they want to do something and set these kids up for success with a great whole life policy, no better way, no easier way to do it than throw all 6 kids on one application. You get one signature, and then we still issue out 6 individual policies. So really, really awesome way to add value to your client and also, bind that coverage, layer that coverage and make it stickier because as we see a lot, right? There are agents in the industry, as we know, who will try to submarine, come in behind and rewrite, agents or rewrite clients, right? And a lot of times clients can get taken advantage of. But if your relationship with the client is strong, that won't happen. And there are many ways to strengthen that relationship. The best way for me to think of to how to do that is not only serve them, but serve their families as well. And you do that through kids policies. The other easy product for you guys to write is Prepared To. That's an accidental death policy. I was actually just looking at it this morning. A lot of times, if someone's getting a life insurance product, they kind of think that they're set, right? And they're maybe not thinking, well, what about an accidental death plan to go along with it? I think working in tandem, it's a really, really good way to, again, layer their coverage, right? And really stack some additional coverage for something that people probably don't think about. But I was actually looking at it this morning. Accidents are the third leading cause of death in the United States. They're right behind heart failure and cancer. Okay. So if we think about common causes of death, obviously heart failure and cancer are going to come top of mind. But if you look at the statistics, accidents are number 3, and that's going to hit anybody, whether you're healthy or not. So what I think is if we have life insurance, we usually have an expectation of how long we're going to live, right? And that death benefit may be sufficient for what the needs of the family are down the line. If you pass away in your 70s or your 80s or lived into your 90s. But if you have an accident and you pass away earlier than you planned or expected, what's the financial impact or burden on the client or on the client's family, more specifically? And that's where I think accidental death coverage comes into play. This goes up to $500,000. So that would be an additional piece of coverage on top of their life insurance. It is incredibly affordable. So that helps as well. And the other thing too is depending on the state that you're in, that product has some additional riders. And there's a handful of states in the country that actually would allow you to add a return of premium rider to that product. So it's a great way to tack on an additional sale. It's a great way to strengthen that relationship with your client. And if they are concerned about wasting money, right? People don't always understand the importance of life insurance or where their money is going. If you can add a return of premium rider for them, that is pretty much going to seal the deal because they know if I need this, I have it. And if I don't end up using it, I'm going to get all my money back, right? There's no better story for me to tell or for you to tell for your clients.
One thing that I just want to hit on this one that you said, you guys don't require a social security number for a grandchild or any kind of kid. And I think that's really important because sometimes, not sometimes, quite a few times, in fact, I just posted in the chat, I have two grandchildren, not me. I have a, I have a client with two grandchildren. She had a policy through something else, but she has to reach out to the parents for their social and all this other stuff. She wants
Yep.
to write another policy on them and get them more coverage, but I had to be the one to say, and I didn't know this, so now I can call her back. I had to be the one to say, okay, get their social. Guess what? It's
Mhm.
been weeks and I have not heard from her, right?
It's tough.
This is
Yeah.
simple, and she can be the owner. She doesn't even need to add them for a signature or anything. She owns the policy. She pays on it. She insures the grandchildren. We can do an app with both kids on it, and I don't need the social. That's huge,
Exactly.
huge.
Yeah. It's an incredible
So
piece of the business, and I
yeah,
mean, just to
good to
highlight,
know.
if you're looking for, because certainly, I mean, Advantage Plus 2 and Smart UL, you can write kids on either of those products, but we do need socials. And if the grandparent is going to be the owner, we still need a parent's signature.
Right.
So to Heather's point, if you run into those situations where you're looking for just an easy issue, easy to write kids policy, Bright Future is going to be
It's
your
going to be your
favorite thing,
answer, actually.
right? For sure. For sure, it's your answer. I mean, absolutely. And like I said, like I tell agents all the time, right? You have your client, you're addressing their needs, whether they're looking for permanent or term insurance. Great. We get them locked in. They get access to our member benefits. It's a great storytelling mechanism for you guys to use. And then when we say, hey, we're going to take this an extra step further, let's talk about coverage for your kids, right? You never know what's going to happen. We can lock their insurance in for the rest of their life today. How does that sound? Oh, and by the way, accidents are the third leading cause of death in the country. What if for 15 extra bucks a month, we can get you up to $500,000 in coverage? Does that sound like a good idea? Right? And just right there, not only have you just locked in 3 policies, or maybe more if you wrote a bunch of the kids, okay, but you've layered in their coverage, you've strengthened that relationship. And the other thing, too, to think about is with our bonus program, obviously we look at placement and persistency metrics. Now, you may have a client who ends up not being in perfect health. Okay, you submit an application to them that may get declined, right? But we can get their kids covered on Bright Future, and we can still get them. If you have somebody who's not insurable because of their health, they definitely need an accidental death policy. So right there, you may have submitted 3 applications for the same client. Only 2 of them got placed, but that's a 66% placement rate, right? And that keeps you in the running for that bonus. So I think those are important things to remember and keep in mind, because we're only as good as the information the client gives us. We know that not every case is going to work out, but if it doesn't work out, we shouldn't just throw that in the trash and move on to the next one, right? You still have opportunities to protect that person and protect their family while also keeping your statistics high, right? To be able to strengthen your business and continue to build and grow that way. So just want to give you guys some of those ideas. I've been bouncing those off of a lot of agents and seeing some success early on. So I definitely want you guys to grab a hold of those opportunities and really make the most out of them, right? Because if we only have so much time with a client, we understand that they have a substantial need, and it's going to extend beyond just them, their family, their communities. We want to be able to serve them as best as we can. Obviously, we know that's why you guys are in the business as well. So just some great tools and tips there for you guys to keep in mind. I'll share my contact information as well. So if you ever want to call me and just kind of talk concepts, I love having those kind of conversations. I'm going to highlight 2 specific products here for you guys now. I mentioned this. This is called Strong Foundation. This is a non-medical simplified issue term product, but this is the one that has special rules for diabetics and tobacco users. So most importantly is going to be this slide right here, and the next one I'll show you. With Strong Foundation, we only consider cigarette use as tobacco. So any other form of tobacco or nicotine, if you wrote that person on Strong Foundation, we would issue them a non-tobacco rating. So obviously, vape pens are very popular right now. Nicotine pouches like Zyn or Ultra are very popular. Any of those products, if you wrote it on our other products, you would get a tobacco rating. But if you write them on Strong Foundation, We will issue them a non-tobacco rate. And this is where the impact really gets made, is this slide right here. This is the price comparison difference with some other carriers that you guys use, their term products that would be issuing a client a tobacco rating for something other
Wow.
than cigarettes, compared to the non-tobacco rate with Strong Foundation. This, guys, I think if you have a client that's looking for term who uses tobacco or nicotine, you would be doing them a disservice if you wrote another product, right? You have some incredible carriers available to you, but there's no excuse in my mind why we wouldn't be going with this pricing, right? It's just incredibly powerful for them, because any other insurance carrier that they apply with, you get a smoker rating, those premiums go way up. And then that's a tough conversation to have with your client. And it may not be, financially suitable for them, right? This may be way outside of their budget. And we know from talking with clients that things like this prevent them from even considering life insurance, right? People, if you look at statistics, the average consumer in America overestimates the cost of life insurance by more than 50%. So keep that in mind as well. When you're talking with your clients, they already are coming into the conversation thinking it's going to be more expensive than it actually is. So if you can show them solutions like this, it's going to blow them away. And again, we talk about strengthening the relationship, right? If you show them these options, they're going to love you guys to death, right? Because they're going to know right then and there that you do have their best interest in mind, and that you have found them a solution that they didn't even know was possible or was available to them, right? So stuff like that gets me really excited, right? To be able to
Yeah.
say, hey, we did find you insurance at a rate that is competitive and in line with your budget. Oh, and by the way, because you have your policy with Foresters, now you have access to all of these other benefits for free, right? Again, the storytelling is huge. That's how we strengthen those relationships, those bonds. We build those working relationships. We do it through storytelling, right? And showing that we're putting the effort in to get the most out of it for them, right? Very, very easy to wake up every day and do that, I think. Now, the other product is Plan Right. This is our final expense plan. Again, as I mentioned, this is written on an instant decision platform. So when you go into the Foresters Agent Portal EasyBiz, you'll see a link to the Plan Right Live app. That is the e-application that you'll write for this product. Everything else that we carry, you can write through iPipeline, so no different than any other carrier that you work with. If you are looking at final expense, though, you'll use this other application platform. But again, it's right in our agent portal. So it's a quick issue process. They answer 15 medical questions, and the questions are broken up into 3 sections. The app is actually great because as they answer the questions, the app literally tells you what bucket they're going to fall into. So with Plan Right, they can qualify for a preferred, standard, or basic rating. Preferred and standard are day one coverage. Basic is a 2-year graded period where if they passed away during the first 2 years, we would pay them full return of premium plus 10% of their face value. So their beneficiaries would always get something, even on a graded plan, right? Now, with the application, we used to require a phone interview, right? We used to require these third-party interviews. We got rid of all of that. So everything is done right there at point of sale, right there on the application. And to make things even easier for you guys and your clients, we not only have an email signature available, but we have a text signature available as well. Obviously, we have that in iPipeline, but I think it's huge to have it for the final expense plan. And I'll be honest with you guys, when we first rolled out the text signature for this final expense product, I didn't think we were going to get much traction, right? In my mind, I'm thinking about someone like my grandma, right, who has a flip phone, not a smartphone. She's not doing anything with a text signature, right? But I was blown away by the number of people in that demographic, right? We're talking 50 to 85 years old. Okay, you get somebody in their 70s or even into their 80s. I'm not expecting that person to be whipping and running on a smartphone, but the number of text signatures we get on this is huge. And so I think, to me, it really opened my eyes, right? We know that the older demographic, maybe not always tech savvy or well versed in using their email if they even have one. But in this day and age, 2026, so many people have a smartphone. So now we have the ability for them to be able to sign very easily. Again, I think that this product is a home run. I love writing this product. And again, it just opens you guys up to even more opportunities. Because if we're talking to grandpa or grandma, we're talking grandkids, we're talking their kids. Again, if they have a good experience, if they see the value and the benefit to our member benefits package, they're going to want to share that with their friends and with their family. And then all of that just turns back to you guys. And again, great story for you guys to tell. And as we dive into the member benefits, I'm going to highlight two specifically, but just to give you guys an idea of really how this works. So as I said at the start, we are not a mutual company, right? We don't have shareholders who we answer to, okay? So as we like to call it, right, we're driven to share, not shareholder driven, right? So the people who we answer to are the policy holders. We call them members, and our not-for-profit status is what allows us to offer them that benefits package for free. So when their policy goes active today, within 24 hours, they get access to our customer service portal where they can go in and start utilizing any of their benefits from day one. Again, these are all for free. And there's some incredible ones in there. There's some fun stuff where you can utilize if anybody remembers, back in grade school, I know I certainly did this. Maybe you have kids who did this, but like the coupon books, those packets, right, that you'd be selling. Part of the member benefits is called Forrester's Deals. It's a website that they can access to get discounts on things like movie tickets, amusement parks, hotel rooms, or even just regular everyday consumer goods, right? So that's a fun one, right? That's a powerful one too. If we're out on vacation and looking for things to do, your client can hop into Forrester Deals, find stuff in their specific location to be able to go and do events and be able to get discounts on tickets for things like that. So I love those ones, as kind of like throw-ins. But the ones I think tell the most powerful story, number one, our competitive scholarship program. This is for kids and grandkids of Forrester's members. So what they're able to do is qualify for a scholarship up to 4 times, right? And the maximum age for this is 25 years old. So if you wrote a new client today who has a kid that's currently in college, currently in school, they could apply for the scholarship program. Another great thing about this scholarship program is that it's not exclusive to 4-year university programs. So vocational schools, trade schools, right? This still applies to all of them, right? If you have a kid or a grandkid who wants to go be a firefighter or be a hairdresser, they got to go to school for any of that stuff. This scholarship would help them pay for that stuff, right? As we know, the price of everything is going up, including education. So every little bit helps. This is a great one to talk about. The other nice thing with this is if you write any of those kids' policies, when they're seniors in high school, they can apply for the scholarship program. And then when they turn 18, those kids get access to all of the benefits as well. So that, and again, is a great story for you guys to tell your clients to say, hey, you have your own Forrester's policy, so you've got these great benefits. If we set your kids up on a policy, when they turn 18, they'll have access to all of the same benefits that you do.
Yeah,
So
I'm
make
gonna
sure that you're hitting on
pause
those
that
and
for a
telling those
second because
stories. Yeah.
one of the things we can do, guys, is we can reach out to our past clients, relook at them, and look at your notes. Do they have grandkids or whatever that you can now get them covered? And then once those kids turn 18, that's a good follow-up meeting with them. Say, hey, you have this policy you bought a couple years ago, a few years ago. Now it has these benefits for your grandkid. Did you know that they can apply for scholarships? Of course, you said it at the beginning now that we know, but you didn't back then, right? So keep
Yep.
looking at your past clients and encourage that I encourage that follow up to you through your CRM. You can sort out the policies and all that stuff. So good. Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if you like that one, you're going to love this one. This is our Law Assure member benefit. This one, you guys, you have to talk about it on every single call. It's a non-negotiable for me because we're talking about life insurance. So we're talking about what happens to my family if I pass away. Well, if you pass away, you have a death benefit that's going to be paid out. But do you have the paperwork? Do you have the end stage plan in place? This law assured benefit allows your client to get a free will, power of attorney, healthcare directive, and we also added a living trust. That is huge, right? Because
Yeah.
you want that person to be able to have and give their family the peace of mind knowing that, okay, I have my life insurance secured. So if something happens to me, the money's there, my family's taken care of. But also, we went an extra step further and we said, okay, my will is in place. I have my power of attorney set up. If you want to, set up a trust, a family trust, things like that are possible through this benefit. But the number right there says it all, right? 68% of Americans say they don't have a will. There's a million reasons for why somebody may not have a will, right? Costs too much money. They aren't sure, who to even call or contact to start the process. How long does the process take? What if I need to make changes? Does that cost me money? Does that cost me time? Right? You're able to offer them a free solution, right? Simply through an online portal. They get to put all of this stuff together themselves. Okay. The best way I can describe the portal is similar to TurboTax, right? Everybody on this call has either used TurboTax or somebody who has. None of us are tax experts, but we do our taxes, right? We do it through TurboTax because it makes it easy and it basically does the work for us. That's exactly how this works, right? None of us are legal experts, but these are legally binding documents that are generated through the system based on the information that the client provides. So whatever they need to be included in those documents, they can do it right through this portal. They also have the access to be able to go in and make changes, right? If you were a younger person today, they may have to update their will down the line. They probably will, right? Now they're able to do it. They can also authorize who gets access to be able to view or receive those documents. So if they need to share those with someone, they can. But I think about the monetary value that this provides, right? Certainly the cost, the time saving value is there. But depending on the state, for example, if you lived in Texas, I believe it's $4,000 to $5,000 just for an initial appointment with an attorney to even have a conversation about setting up a will and a power of attorney, right? I mean, just right there, you saved your client $4,000 because you can offer it to them for free. So if we're talking about really adding value, right, and again, strengthening that bond, that relationship between you and your client, things like this law assured benefit are going to open their eyes. And we see it all the time where agents will actually refer themselves, right? We spend all this time, marketing and selling member benefits to our clients, and maybe we don't turn around and say, well, hey, I should probably take that advice myself, right? Agents do this all of the time, and your clients do it too. But this is the reason that Foresters policies stay on the books as long as they do, is because with any other life insurance policy, or let's just say any insurance contract or policy, right? We all have insurance, a million different types of it. I can tell you where my auto insurance is, it's in a drawer. Tell you where my life insurance is, it's in a drawer. All this stuff, right? We sign it, they issue it, and then it goes, sits and it collects dust until I need to call and make a claim. These are real benefits that they can use in real time from day one for free. That to me says it all, right? I have my life insurance. Now I've got these great ways that I can benefit myself, my family, my community. Another great benefit that's included here is a community granting program. So if you have any folks who like to do volunteer events, fundraisers, none of those events happen for free either. They can apply for a grant from Foresters to receive up to $3,500 a year to help pay for those kind of events, right? And just think about it right now. It's the middle of June, we just started July, right? Let's say somebody's doing some kind of a fundraising event, give back event in the middle of summer. It's hot out. We need Gatorades. We need waters. Okay. They don't just magically appear out of thin air. Well, hey, let me turn around and use my Foresters grant to get some money from Foresters to pay for some drinks, to keep everybody hydrated, maybe some snacks in there too, right? So a lot of different ways that you guys can utilize these benefits. And again, as I said, the storytelling is key. This is what helps you guys tell the Forester story. And again, I think it gets people excited. Certainly, helps get clients interested, and makes that sale process even easier, right? Because they're able to see I'm not just getting a life insurance policy, I'm getting so much more with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you guys, as the agents, you got to assess your own situation. If you don't have a living trust or a will, Foresters would be a great place for you to start because it comes with it. And then most importantly, when you do get that in place for yourself, you can get it in place for your agent, for your clients. You know what it's like to go through it. You got the information on how to go to it. Then you can, we don't just sell policies, we serve beyond the sale. Then you can get them on the Zoom or on a phone or on FaceTime later on and go ahead and help them get that set up, right? Help them
Exactly.
to find it. Don't let it just sit there in their email box. That's extremely important. Send them a
Yeah.
text message later on that says, hey, did you get that information yet on the will or trust, right? Go beyond just making the sale and making money off of them, right? That's not what we
Exactly.
do. We serve. So this is another level of send that reminder out. Hey, did you get this information? And follow through and help them. So thank you for that, Luke.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, and your point is spot on, right? We serve them, but we also want them to serve themselves, right? If we offered you up all of these benefits, we want you to be using, right? I mean, again, they're free. So hey, make sure you're hopping on, make sure you're in the portal, utilizing everything that they have. Get every little last bit out of your policy that you can, right?
Right.
We spent the money, and we talked about it all the time. We spend money on insurance premiums all year long. We don't even think about it, right? None of us want to do it, but we have to do it. So we pay the insurance for the house and the car and the life insurance policy, all that stuff, right? Let's get a little bit of extra out of that, right? And so you get that through your member benefits. So again, I love talking about them. The more familiar you guys get with Foresters, you will hear us talk about member benefits every time we talk about anything. Doesn't matter. This is always getting tagged. And I want you guys to be doing the same thing. Anytime you're talking with a client, make sure you tag them because it's a great way to hook them, great way to get them interested, also get them excited, right? People don't get excited about life insurance, but they get excited about free stuff, right? So let's get them something for free.
Right.
Now, last thing I want to show you guys, and then we'll get into a little bit of contracting information. Just so you guys know, on EasyBiz, on our agent portal, we have a section called certificate details. So you can use this to track and manage all of your business. So anything that you've submitted with Foresters, like, we talked about simplified issue, those are going to go quick. But if you ever have something that, is hung up in underwriting, or maybe it's just taking longer than you think it should, you can always hop into certificate details and check case status. So every piece of business that you write with us is going to be right in here in this portal. If there's ever any outstanding requirements on a case, you'll get emails notifying you, but you can also pop into this portal and see them in real time. Most of those requirements you can actually take care of right through the portal. So maybe underwriting came back and said, hey, the client looks good, but we need them to fill out this questionnaire. Perfect. They're going to post the questionnaire in the portal. You can download it, have it completed, and upload it right back into the portal. The other great thing we have here is a chat feature. So whenever you're looking at a case, there's going to be a little button in the bottom right corner that says chat with us. You click on that, it connects you directly with a case manager, and they can help answer questions. If you're just looking for a case status, they'll let you know where it's at in processing. Or if you have a question on a requirement, maybe you don't understand what we're asking for, ask in the chat. They'll explain it to you and let you know what we need. So I'll give you the 866 phone number to call here on the next slide. But for me, the quickest, easiest way to connect with a case manager on our new business side is going to be through that chat. So make sure you guys are utilizing it. I love this portal. Again, everything that we do, we want to make it easy for you guys. So the application process is easy. The signature options are flexible, email or text for your clients. So that whole process is easy and simple for you guys. But then also too, once you've submitted the case, we want it to be easy for you guys to check in on stuff. So any piece of information that you need about our products, you can find on our website, and every piece of information that you need for any of your policies, any applications you've written, you're going to see in this portal. So definitely make sure you guys are utilizing this. And then this is the 866 phone number to call. You guys can call this number and connect with any department within Foresters. Option number one takes you to our sales desk. And what I'm going to tell you guys about our sales desk, I mentioned or I talk about Foresters being a little unique in the industry. That extends to our sales team. Our sales desk, not only do they have incredibly high tenure, so they know all of our products and our processes inside and out, they can help answer any question that you guys have. They're also all licensed insurance agents, and almost all of them have spent time working in the field. So your guys' experience on the day to day, being independent agents, right? What you deal with, what you work on with your clients, everybody on our sales desk has had these same experiences. So it's a little different than when, if you call the sales desk at another carrier, they may have strong sales support teams, but it could be a kid fresh out of college. It could be somebody who's very well versed in insurance, but isn't as good at the client facing stuff. But when you call our sales team, our sales desk, everybody you talk to has done face to face with clients before, right? Has had to find ways to, to connect with, a new client base, right? Or certainly talk about different sales techniques or concepts, right? They've done all that stuff. Okay, so you have a really unique perspective when you call and speak to them because the language that you're speaking, they speak it too, and they've walked in your guys' shoes, so to speak. So I think that really, really helps the relationship between us and our agents. And then option two would take you to new business or underwriting. So again, I talked about the chat feature. If you prefer a phone call, you can always call in and talk to our new business team if you have questions. And then the underwriting line is good. If you're working with a client and if you ever have questions, maybe you're unsure if they would qualify with us, just give underwriting a quick call and they'll let you know if we could take an application. Underwriting is great. They do not live in a gray area. It is black or it is white, and that is it. And that's why I like them. Heather, you said at the start, no BS, straight to the point. Our underwriters are the same way. I love talking with Gloria and Linda and Sophia because they don't mix anything up. They don't mince words. They tell you yes or they tell you no. And it's a short conversation.
That's good. We don't have time for messing around.
No, we don't. We don't. We have people to help. We have business to write. We can't be going back and forth on stuff. So yeah, give
That's
them a
right.
call, get a quick
That's
answer,
awesome.
and then there we go. So the last thing I wanted to show you guys is for any new agents. If you guys have a new agent who is not contracted with us yet, so I guess I'll say this. If you have a new agent who's had a previous contract with us, you'll have to go through the regular, contracting steps, right? So contact your upline, submit your contracting paperwork how you normally would. That'll eventually get the signatures we need, cross over to Foresters. Our contracting team will take care of that. That 866 number that I just had on the screen there, you can call that number and get to our contracting department as well. Theirs would be option 4. So you call the 866 and hit number 4. It'll connect you directly with contracting. So if you had a question on a contract or just weren't sure, what to submit, just give them a call and they'll steer you in the right direction. But for the most part, just follow your standard contracting procedure. Now, if you have a new agent who has never contracted with Foresters before, but they're ready to write, the quickest way to get them a writing number with us is to come to foresters.com. This is the main page here. And up under login, you'll see a link here for new agent registration. They can click on this and just a short form where they're plugging in social. They will need the producer number for the upline. So if you guys have new agents come in and you want to get them writing as quickly as possible, like I said, as long as they don't have a Foresters contract already, they can hop in to this link, plug in their social and your producer number, a couple other pieces of information, and then within 20 minutes, 30 minutes or less, they're going to get an email with a writing number. So they'll be up and running.
Holy
right away.
crap.
Yeah, game changer.
Guys, that's huge. Brooke, I know you wrote that down. That's huge. The only thing you have to be
I'm
careful,
glad you're
guys.
recording this.
Yeah. The only thing that you have to make sure is that their upline number, producer number is correct. That's all you have to give your new agents. That means That means that if they haven't had any foresters, right, let me just recap this because that's actually huge. If they're brand new agent, brand new, fully licensed, brand new, they're waiting for their other contracts through the process that we normally go through, they can start writing business right away. And that platform has everything available. So we don't have to wait for 1 or 2 contracts to come through for them to get on the phones. They can actually utilize that if they get on the phones in that first week after we start in the contracting process. That's incredibly huge.
Huge.
That's like, there's nothing better that you could have said at the end. Thank you, Luke.
Well, and I mean, because it's tough, right? Because especially right now, right? Like we talked about at the beginning, we're getting a lot of new FFL agents contracted. You guys are bringing in even more new agents, folding them into FFL. But we also know how the industry works, right? People will leave IMOs or go back to IMOs. And so the contracting can sometimes get bogged down. But what we don't want to do, especially, is new agents who haven't contracted with anybody. We don't want them to sit on the sidelines, right? Because if they have the momentum to be getting into the industry and to pass their test to get their license, why would we make them wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? I mean, who knows? We've seen stuff get caught in contracting, right? I know we've all had those experiences. It's hard.
Mhm.
So this way, you can get somebody who is brand new to the industry, writing right away, stacking those early wins, getting themselves in line for a bonus. I mean, this is what, you know, I think so many
That's
of us,
wicked huge.
myself, I've been in the industry for over 10 years. I know there's people on this call that have been in the industry, as long, right? We spent many years in this, right? Especially your builders, when you first get started, there's so much that's getting thrown at you, right? We just need some simple things to focus on. So if you can find 1 or 2 carriers that are easy to work with, that can get you riding right away, it's just baby steps from there. It's momentum, it's at bats, it's reps, whatever we want to call it. The more you do it, the easier it is. It becomes second nature, and then you're really humming. So
This is going to
I was
change our
in.
contracting procedures, just so you know.
I love it.
I already know that Brooke knows my mind is going already.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, no, I was in Nashville a couple of weeks ago at an FFL office. A lot of new agents. We were able to get 5 agents who didn't have writing numbers with us contracted within 30 minutes or less, and then they were writing that same day. I think
Yeah,
that is awesome. So I
yeah,
love being able to
that's huge.
provide that opportunity for all of them as well. So and then just to give you guys just a quick look here, this is our agent portal. Easy Biz. I know I have the screenshot there with certificate details. So when you guys come in here, like I said, anything that you need for Forrester's business, if there's any updates, right? We're constantly revamping and changing our underwriting to make it quicker, easier for you guys. So you'll see any of those kind of notifications listed there. Key contacts here. So any department, if you can't remember the phone number, just come to the portal, go to key contacts. It's right there. Up under the knowledge zone, we have a masterclass series where we do deep dives on different products or sales concepts. Same thing here. We have a whole section with sales concepts that your agents can utilize. Training for anyone who's new to Foresters, right? Or even if you're just looking for a refresh on a specific product, come into the training. Rip through a quick video or PowerPoint. Great ways to stay up to date on your information. Diabetes underwriting that we talked about, right? All the info is right here. Our ITIN program, anything that you want to know about that is in here, including a job aid. Job aid is great. Actually, I'll show you that here. This is one of my favorite things about our ITIN page. Tons of good information in here. It tells you exactly what we will and won't take. But right here, this job aid at the bottom, this makes your life so easy, right? Basic information. Do they have an ITIN number? Yes. Social, yes or no. What kind of visa, any of this information, right? You just select yes or no, pop in a couple quick pieces of info. You can check their eligibility right from the website. That's an awesome tool for you guys to use. And then we talked about diabetes underwriting. We actually have a calculator for that strong foundation product. So if we come to the diabetes underwriting section of the knowledge zone, hey, right here, we've got a nice case study about David. age 55, non-tobacco, has diabetes, right? We love these little case designs. They're just easy to kind of, simplify the concept for us. But right here, Forrester's diabetes ratings calculator. So again, this is for the strong foundation product only, right? But if you are looking at a term product for someone with diabetes, this is what you want to pull up next is our calculator. Simplified, easy to use, basic information. Let's say that they do use insulin. What was their last A1C? Let's say it was an 8.1. If you guys don't know what an A1C is, that's okay. If your client is diabetic, they definitely know what their A1C is. So just go ahead and ask them. Plug that information in here. How long ago were they diagnosed? Let's say it was 9 years ago. Age, we'll call it a 42-year-old who's 5'10". And let's say 180 pounds. Click submit. That person will be standard on Strong Foundation based on that diabetic information. So really easy to use. Another thing that we have, obviously, if you go to our website, our agent portal, we have our quoting tool, right? Our illustration software. We also have a mobile calculator or a mobile quotes app. So you could download that to your phone or tablet. Just go to your app store of choice, type in Forrester's Mobile, and we'll pull up our quoting tool so you can run quick quotes right from the palm of your hand. But if you're looking at Strong Foundation, this calculator is actually built into that quoter. So again, let's say you're on the phone or maybe you're out at the grocery store, you run into somebody, start talking life insurance, they're interested, they mentioned diabetes, you could run them a quick rate right from that phone app. Other cool thing about that app is you can email quotes directly from it to your client. So easy ways, again, for you guys to submit business, but also easy ways for you guys to diagnose your client, determine the best products fit for them, and get them a competitive rate.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Luke, I do appreciate you, and I know that we ran a little bit over for everybody. It's typically an hour,
yes.
so I don't want to cut you off to be rude, but
No, that's okay. I was gonna say I may be the one who's
yeah.
rude. My sister
No,
says I'm a certified yapper, so
it's okay. It's
I'm
okay.
gonna
I
get
guess
on the
the
call and
biggest
talk.
thing is there a good way for everybody to contact you?
Yeah, yeah. Let me throw my contact info in the chat here. Or
All
would it be
right.
better? Do you want me to shoot you an email and then all my contact information and my internal, his name is David
Sure, then I
Johnston.
can share it. Then I
Does that
can
work?
share it with everybody. And guys, if you are not on
Great.
my team, you obviously know how to get a hold of me. So message me and I'll get you that. So if you have questions that did not get answered, I do apologize. We did run over, but we got so much information, so it was so worth it. And Luke, thank you so much for your time. I think the biggest thing that I got out of it is the getting agents started right away. That's going to be huge
Yes.
for our team. I know that. And for anybody on here who's hiring, that's going to be huge for your team. But on top of that, the bonus I had no idea about. The bonuses are always good. 12% is amazing. And making sure that we utilize this first by checking rates comparatively, as well as thinking about the additional things that they have on top of what the rates may be. So I appreciate you, Tiffany. I know you raised your hand, but we'll get you the contact information. Jeffrey, I'll get you the contract information as well. And Luke, thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you so much for spending over an hour with our team, pouring into us. It was incredibly
I love to talk.
valuable. So everybody, thank you. I'll see you guys all back on Discord. I appreciate you, Luke, extremely much. That's not even a good English word, but you got it.
All right.
Have an awesome and blessed day,
It
everyone.
doesn't matter what you say, it's how you say it. So there we go.
Have a good day, guys.